Hi, I'm Janice. You're Jennings.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm Janice.
I'm Jennings.
Welcome to Janice and Jennings. So we know it's been quite a while since our last time, like our last vlog together, but we're back here in North Carolina for the holiday season, and we decided to film a quick gap year Q&A. So I asked on my personal Facebook page and my Instagram for if you guys have any questions. I didn't get as much engagement as I hoped, but
We got like 3.
yeah, but also Aaron, shout out to Aaron, asked us a lot of questions, which we will be reading. So in case you're not aware, let's just say where we've been.
I've been to China. I've been to India. I've been to Singapore.
Wow.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I went to Ecuador like the whole time, so not as extensive traveled as Jennings, but it's fine. So we'll start off with our questions from Facebook. This is from Chiamaka. Thanks, Chiamaka. She asked, what has been your scariest / most exciting moment studying abroad thus far? Well, Chiamaka, we're not really studying, so that's not accurate, but abroad, I guess, I feel like actually it's really funny thinking about it now, but I think my most scariest moment, or not, for me was like, I was just walking, this is at like 5 in the morning, so I was like, I had all my stuff with me, and I was walking to my hostel, and then some guy tried to grab my phone out of my hand. My heart was racing so hard, and I was like, I really need this phone because I have no sense of direction, and this is the only way I have Google Maps, so I really held on to it. He didn't end up stealing it, but I think that was definitely kind of scary because he just kind of walked away. I was like, I don't really know what to do. Like, should I call the police? But I was like, the police won't do anything. Like, there's nothing to report. So, yeah. How about you, Jennings?
My scariest moment? Well, that was probably like when I landed in Shanghai. So like, I was trying to get to my friend's house, and I was on the metro, and everything was in Chinese, and like I was supposed to like go like a couple like metro stops. And so like I had gone like 8 or 9 stops in, and like everybody got off the train. I was like, this is a pretty popular stop. And all of a sudden the train started going backwards, and it like took me all the way back to the airport. So that was pretty bad. Also, when I finally got to the like off at the right stop, I like walked in the wrong direction for like 30 minutes. That was pretty bad.
Ray asks, how difficult is it dealing with language barriers? In case you guys didn't know, they speak Spanish in Ecuador, and I don't really speak Spanish. I took 4 years of Mandarin in high school. I think it's kind of hard, especially at first, when you don't really, I knew zero. I knew nothing, and like the farm that I worked at, nobody spoke English, so I was like, I don't understand anything that's happening. But also, you kind of learn Spanish, or like, you learn a language pretty quickly when no one speaks English, because it's like sink or swim. But it's kind of hard to make connections when you don't speak the same language, and you don't really like have a way to communicate how you feel or your story or understand their story, which is very frustrating because I feel like there were a lot of cool connections that I missed out on because like I couldn't speak the language.
Yeah, well, I did that Pimsleur thing. I did like 14 lessons of Chinese, and so I was like, I'm fluent, like my Chinese is like really good. It was not that good. I couldn't like understand anybody, nobody could understand me, so yeah, that was pretty bad. Also, when I got to India, they spoke Tamil, and like I tried to learn some online, but they don't have anything online, so yeah, I just like showed up with like no Tamil. But yeah, it was hard at first, but like once you stay in a place, then you start to like pick up on words, and like especially like with the context, and although you don't become fluent or anything, but you definitely learn like important words.
Benitha asks, how have you changed as a person after this experience? Is it for the better?
Well, I'm definitely more independent than I was.
Yeah.
Which I thought that I was pretty independent, but like no, like I'm definitely a lot more independent. I learned a lot just about like myself and about the world, and I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the independent part. Like, I went to a boarding school for like 2 years, so I was like, oh, I'm independent, I can handle this. No, I cannot. Well, I mean, I did, but it's like, it's so much different than in school, because I feel like in school, even though like you have a certain degree of independence, it's definitely different when you have to plan your whole itinerary and you have to figure out how to get there and you have to figure out like you have to take care of yourself. It's so demanding of yourself because you have to take full responsibility for yourself. But I think it's another way I've changed. I feel like I've become a lot more responsible because it's like you're kind of forced to because no one else is gonna look out for you. Like
because you're alone.
You are truly alone. I mean, like you have people back home and you have a support system through UNC, but it's like
you better have that Wi-Fi though.
True. Where you are, you're the only person that cares a lot about you, which I've become, I guess, a lot more confident in myself through this. If I can travel through like Ecuador by myself at 18, there's a lot of things I can probably also do as well.
You don't feel as like self-conscious about yourself. Like, I don't care if I look like I haven't showered in a couple of days because I haven't. But you know, it's just like, well, I'm not gonna see these people again, so I don't care what you think about me.
Would you say you changed for the better though?
Probably overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned like a lot of humility and
definitely
compassion.
It's kind of weird because like you gain self-confidence, but also it's like you become a lot more helpful. And now we'll answer the questions from Aaron at Campus Y. Thanks, Aaron, because you're the bulk of our questions today.
What was your favorite day?
Oh, I thought that said dog.
My favorite day was Saturday, November 11th. I think, that was the day. Well, it was because that was the day that I went to go visit my friend, Olivia, in Bangalore, and that was pretty great. This was in India. So I took a train from Chennai to Bangalore, and it was like a 6-hour train ride, and it was really nice because it was like, I got to see her because I hadn't seen her in like 2.5 years. She had a shower, she had a bed, she had AC, like like where I was in India, I didn't have any of that, so it was really nice to take a shower and sleep in bed. It was great. It was great to see like another person that spoke English, like a native English speaker, because you didn't have to like
try so hard.
Yeah, it was just really easy, and it was also just nice to see her and catch up. Also, we went to Chili's that night, so yeah, so we had that American food. It was pretty great. Yeah, that was my favorite day by far. Oh yeah, we also went to go see Thor. That was pretty great. Your favorite day?
I don't know. I guess mine would be like, this is when I was working in a hostel in Cuenca. So we went to this place called the Cajas National Park, and it was like me and 2 other volunteers, and it was nice. I feel like it wasn't really like exciting or anything. It was just like really peaceful, and like there was so much nature. I think it was like the highest concentration of lakes in the world or something. So it was like really nice, just like being outside, and like I feel like the whole day was like really nice, and then it was kind of funny, like hitchhiked back, and that was like the festival.
What was the most interesting thing that you ate? Well, I can tell you the worst thing I ate this was in Guangzhou. Went to a KTV birthday party. KTV is like Chinese karaoke. That was an interesting night. But yeah, they had durian pizza, and durian is like this fruit that they eat in Asia. Yeah, but I don't know. I was like, well, this looks like pineapple pizza, but it did not taste like pineapple pizza. It was really gross. Yeah, but that was like the grossest thing. The most interesting I ate was also in Guangzhou. It was called noodles with meat sauce, and that was meat I've never tasted before. So I don't know what it was. It might have been like dog or something. Like I don't know.
I think mine was guinea pig.
Yeah, don't forget your guinea pig.
Yeah, that was interesting. What is one thing that you learned about yourself during your first month? I think during my first month, I learned how to be a lot more okay with things not working out. Like when things didn't work out the way that I thought they would, I was really letting myself down. I was like, was I not like tough enough to handle this? Also, I think I've learned it's like sometimes things just don't work out, and that's okay. And it's like you just gotta take that L and move on.
Well, my first month was spent in China. I wasn't doing any service work. I was just kind of traveling, touring around. I think for me, like one thing I learned was not to be like so uptight about everything and just kind of go with the flow and kind of accept things, because Like everything changed. Like I wasn't supposed to go to India. I wasn't supposed to go to
Jennings had like a
Guangzhou.
wild time.
Yeah, so like that first month was pretty wild. But like I knew that things wouldn't work out if I didn't at least try, you know, and like work hard. So that's something that I learned. That's like just because you want to go with the flow doesn't mean that you don't work hard.
If you had to describe your gap year so far in one word, what would it be?
Probably like mobile. I feel like that word really describes it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, yeah, with like in 3 months I was in 3 different countries, went to like 5 different cities. Like I was always moving. I never really stayed in one place. And I thought like at first like, oh, that's really cool. I get to see a lot. And yeah, that was cool, but it was just really tiresome. Like I never unpacked. I never like felt like I was permanent anywhere. So that's like one thing I really want to change this next part. Just like stay in one place for a really long time and not have to move so much. Because it's really exhausting moving just all the time. It's just never permanent anywhere.
I think mine would be hilarious. Sometimes I really reflect on things that have happened to me and I'm like, is this like real life? Like, it's just, I feel like everything, it's been really funny. I feel like I got a lot of funny stories out of it.
That's true though. I know. What is one weird fact or thing you learned about your country that would surprise your audience?
That's not really weird, but Ecuador uses US currency and that really surprised me. I was like, in a good way, because I was like, oh, I gotta transfer money, you know?
I was only in Singapore for a week, so that was like the least amount of time I stayed somewhere. But on the metro, you're not allowed to take like durian. Well, once again, let's go back to durian. But like it's like no eating or drinking, no smoking, no flammable goods, and no durians. It's a really funny song. I'll probably put it up here. But yeah.
Insert here.
It was nice, you know, get to spare your nostrils.
What perceptions did people have about the USA and/or North Carolina? Did you have any interesting insights to your identity through these conversations? Yeah. Well, nobody I spoke to like abroad that wasn't from the United States knew where North Carolina was.
True.
Like they were all like, you know, New York and California. I was like, oh, true. But
in Texas, they know Texas.
Oh really?
Yeah.
A lot of people did not like the United States. There's a lot of stereotypes about Americans, and they're like, from what we've seen, they're true. Like they're very rude, and they're very lazy, and they're like stupid. People were just in general very negative towards the United States, from my experience. I don't know if it was like that for you.
No, not really.
Oh, yeah.
Well, like in China, I don't know. People didn't really say much, but like if they did, they were just like, "Ooh, the United States." In India, where I was, like nobody really knew anything about the United States, so it didn't really come with any sort of like negative baggage. If anything, it was just like, "Oh, you're from the United States," like that's really cool. That was mainly, but yeah. But I mean, like with other tourists, especially like other like white tourists, they're like, United States.
A lot of people were negative towards it. It kind of made me like defend the United States. I was like, oh wait, but like we have the national parks. We have like, there's like a lot of like great things about it. It's like there's so much freedom, and like it's very diverse, and it's like overall, I think it really made me appreciate where I came from.
Especially just like the standard of living here. That's.
Did you serve while abroad? Tell us about the people you worked with. Any shout outs?
Well, I only served in India. I was in India for 2 months. So like my first 2 months of service were in India. I taught at this school, and it had like preschool, so like 2 to 3 year olds all the way to like 6th grade. And I taught English mostly, and it like depended on the grades, but like the lower grades I would teach like rhymes, and I would like read like storybooks. I had like a little library with like English books. The older grades I taught like conversation, like we would make scripts and stuff and role play, that kind of stuff, and we would sometimes watch videos. I also like would sub in for some of the teachers, so I taught like chemistry and biology a couple of times.
Whoa.
That's pretty great. Yeah, so shout out to Miss McKinney and Miss Dempsey. Thanks for teaching me that science. The people I worked with, so everybody at the school except for like the driver, Ruben. Like all the teachers were women, so that was like an interesting dynamic. It was just like a school of like 20 women and me, so that was pretty interesting. Yeah.
For me, I worked at a farm for 3 weeks, and that was shout out to Santiago. That was a really interesting experience. It was a lot of manual labor basically, and helping out in the kitchen. And so then I also worked at this nonprofit on the coast in Bahia de Grecas called Planet Drum.
Do you speak that Spanish?
It was a project that dealt with revegetation and planting native crops in the area. So we would like build seed beds. That's the end of our Q&A. Let's tell you where we're going next. Jennings?
Next, I'm going to Sri Lanka for 4 months, teaching music, like teaching instruments, get to conduct like an orchestra, so it's gonna be great. I'm actually really excited for that. Yeah.
And I'm gonna be in Vietnam teaching English. Yeah, honestly, I don't even know by the time you see this if I'm doing something different because my plans stay changing. But for now, I'm like 86% sure I'm going to Vietnam, so can I get a whoop whoop?
Oh, you like wanted one?
Yeah.
Oh, whoop whoop.
Thank you, Harrison. Okay, so we're gonna sign off. And